the rise, Hafez al-Assad, and the consolidation of power. Seizing power. Hafez al-Assad, a member of Syria's minority Alawite sect, rose to prominence through the military. He played a crucial role in the Ba'ath Party's 1963 coup, which established Ba'athist rule in Syria. By 1970, Hafez seized power through a coup d'état known as the Corrective Movement, promising stability, economic reform, and an end to the infighting that plagued Syria's leadership. Building the regime. Hafez al-Assad crafted a centralized state, relying heavily on the military, intelligence agencies, and a network of loyalists, particularly from the Alawite community. The regime's stability hinged on authoritarianism, political repression, and a cult of personality. Opposition was stifled, dissent was met with harsh crackdown, and the media was tightly controlled. Domestically, Hafez sought to balance Syria's multi-ethnic and multi-sectarian society by promoting Arab nationalism. Internationally, he positioned Syria as a key player in the Arab-Israeli conflict, particularly after the 1973 Yom Kippur War, which bolstered his reputation as a defender of Arab interests. The transition. Bashar al-Assad takes over. After Hafez al-Assad's death in 2000, his son Bashar, a Western-educated ophthalmologist, assumed power. Bashar's rise was met with mixed expectations. Many hoped for reform and modernization, seeing his background as a signal of potential liberalization. The early years. Bashar initiated modest reforms during his early years, including economic liberalization and technological advancements, such as introducing the internet to Syria. However, these reforms were superficial and failed to address the regime's deeply entrenched authoritarianism. Corruption, nepotism, and economic inequality persisted, leading to growing discontent. The fall, uprisings and civil war, the Arab Spring, and the spark of revolution. In 2011, the Arab Spring swept through the Middle East, igniting demands for democracy and human rights. In Syria, peaceful protests began in the southern city of Daraa, calling for political reform and an end to corruption. The regime's brutal crackdown on demonstrators transformed the protests into a full-scale uprising. Descent into civil war. By mid-2011, Syria was engulfed in a brutal civil war. The conflict became a proxy war, drawing in regional and global powers. The regime, backed by Russia, Iran, and Hezbollah, faced a fractured opposition supported by Western and Gulf states. The war devastated the country, with hundreds of thousands killed and millions displaced. The regime's survival. Despite significant losses, the Assad regime managed to cling to power, thanks largely to foreign military and financial support. Russia's intervention in 2015 marked a turning point, enabling the regime to reclaim much of the territory it had lost. The legacy of the Assad regime. The Assad regime's rise and fall reflect the broader dynamics of authoritarianism in the Middle East. While the regime survived the civil war, it ruled over a shattered state, with much of the population displaced or living in poverty. Syria's infrastructure, economy, and social fabric have been irreparably damaged. For many, the Assad regime's survival is not a testament to its strength, but to the failure of international diplomacy, the resilience of authoritarianism, and the human cost of unchecked power. Whether the regime endures in the long term remains uncertain, but its legacy will undoubtedly shape Syria and the region for generations to come. Conclusion. The Assad regime's trajectory, from its rise under Hafez to its tumultuous survival under Bashar, offers a sobering lesson in the complexities of power, governance, and resistance. Its rise was built on promises of stability, but its fall has been marked by devastating conflict and humanitarian crisis. For the Syrian people, the cost has been immeasurable, and the path to recovery remains fraught with challenges.